A quick disclaimer before you start watching this video or you decide to start watching this video, that this book that I'm reacting to in this video has a lot of graphic descriptions of blood and complete lack of hygiene, and the author has written a character who is so disgusting. There's no other word for it. The character is disgusting. Her thoughts are absolutely disgusting. There is also racism in here, and she talks about things in ways that literally should not be talked about. So if you're grossed out easily, then please do not watch this video. Also, if you're family, please do not watch this video as well. That's a very important thing that I really want to tell you. I have done this video because I was forced to do it by a friend, and I feel like it's my job to let you know what you're in for. And please be careful. Please keep all of these in mind as you decide whether or not to watch this video. Hello people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Melodramatic Bookworm family. So as you can see from the title, I am reading a book that is one of the grossest, not even one of the, it is the grossest books I've ever read. And this is courtesy of Elric from That Voracious Reader on Instagram. He is making me read this book because he has this sort of wish to see me cringe. But that's another matter altogether, that he does enjoy my reaction videos, and that was why he was like, you have got to read this book and make a video about it. And me, I promised him that I would do it, but the moment I started reading this, I'm like, please, I cannot go forward with this. But then again, promises, I tried wriggling my way out of it, but it did not happen. So since I've already made a promise, I thought, acha theek hai, I'm going to react to this. But it is, think gross and then multiply it by 1,000,000. That's what this book is about. This book is called Wetlands by Charlotte Roche. I think her name is pronounced as, and I should have guessed from the name itself that it was going to be one big hellfire, but oh my god, the level of cringe. I started reading this last night when I was waiting for my phone to charge, and then I thought I'll go and sleep. And I was snacking on something, and then I started reading it, and I'm like, wow, no, that's the ew. But oh, okay. I'm just about 19 pages. Wait, I'm about 20 pages in, and I'm like, please save me. First of all, oh god, I don't even know how to explain this. The main character in this has an infection which looks like a cauliflower where in her backside, and that is the most polite way of putting it. Okay, it's not infection, it's hemorrhoids. As far back as I can remember, I've had hemorrhoids. For many years I thought I couldn't tell anyone. After all, only grandfathers get hemorrhoids. I've been to Dr. Fidel, my proctologist, about them so many times, but he always said to leave them there as long as they didn't hurt. And they didn't. They just itched and thought, oh god, no. No, I'm not in a... Okay. For exterior itching. And then she proceeds to describe in gory, not gory, yuck detail, every single thing about her infection. Every single thing. Like, if you're imagining, like, I already said cauliflower, right? Imagine. From there, let your imagination run wild. And it is as gross as you think it is. It's like... She's even telling us the procedure to put ointment on it. Ugh. And then she goes on and on about it for pages. And then she's gone to a hospital because she ended up shaving that part. And obviously you know what would happen. And then she's like, as a girl, you don't want that. I used to be happy enough without all the shaving. But then I started with that crap and now I can't quit. Why are you doing this to me, Elric? Why? And how? Like, is there another word for gross? Like, I feel like that's the only word. There's going to be an overwhelming usage of that word here, but okay. She has gone to the hospital and the doctor has told her that they have to perform surgery on it, and this lady, she says, "Dear anesthesiologist, would it be possible for me to see what they cut away during the operation? It is hurting you. It is coming from a place where it is coming from a place. Why would you want to see it? Let them discard it, no? I don't like the idea that a part of me could end up in the trash along with aborted fetuses and appendixes without my being able to picture it. I want to hold it in my hand and examine it. How? Yeah. Chi. Chi, chi, chi. I hate this. Like, it's an infection, dude. I don't care if it was part of your body before the surgery. It gave you pain. It's gross. It's growing in a place where it shouldn't be growing, and you want to hold it and you want to examine it. I mean, I'm all for people doing whatever they want, but this is like, why do you have to write such an book about it? And then this lady is so, what do you call it? I don't even have a word how to describe it. She's so arrogant, you could call her. And the thought of the side effects of this surgery are worrying her. So guess what she asks God? Dear non-existent God, look at the way she's praying also. If I manage to get out of here without anal incontinence, I'll stop doing all the things that give me a bad conscience. Why do you need to do all those things in the first place in that place? But that didn't make sense. Just like this book. Like the game I play with my friend Corina, where we run through the city drunk and grab people's eyeglasses, break them, and then chuck them into the street. Serves you right. I mean, I feel really bad saying that, but serves you right. Who gave you the right to do that? When a woman wearing perfume passes me on the street, it makes me sick to my stomach. No matter how subtle it is. What is she hiding? If someone else is wearing perfume, what's her problem? Women spray perfume in public toilets after they've taken a shit too. They think it makes everything smell pleasant again. But I still smell the shit. For me, the plain... But why do you have to repeat these words over and 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 over again? And then came this point where I totally flipped and I was like, I'm not going to read this book again. I can't go forward with this because it's that hideous, the whole concept itself, because it's a twisted logic and it's a horrible logic. But then I looked up and saw a dispenser attached above the top of the door. She's in the bathroom. It's actually designed to spray innocent bathroom users with sickeningly sweet disinfectant as soon as they close the door. On your hair, on your clothes, on your face. If that doesn't constitute rape by hygiene fanatics, I don't know what does. I mean, where do I even start with the problem with these particular sentences? How sick does one have to be to equate sanitizer dispensers with rape? Hygiene fanatics? Really? Is hygiene that big of a problem for you? You saw where hygiene got you, right? You have had to go to doctors, you have had to have surgery for God's sake. And you are equating that with that? You think spraying disinfectant on you is equal to rape? What is wrong with you? The part that I'm going to read next is the most polite, the cleanest part of these two paragraphs. I've turned myself into a walking laboratory of hygiene. I'm not going to... I enjoy plopping myself down on any dirty toilet seat anywhere. That's not all. I rub the entire seat before I sit down. And I've never had a single infection. My gynecologist can confirm that. You've never had a single infection? You've just described the grossest infection ever known to humankind. And you say, what? Was it possible that I'd been sick all along and that this slimy gunk was the result of a fungal infection I'd contracted from all my toilet experiments? Ah, surprise, surprise. I wonder why you're so surprised. Yeah, because you're an idiot, that's why. Oh no. Elric wasn't kidding when he said this was gross. It's absolutely vomit-worthy gross. Ugh. I'm doing this for you, Elric, okay? Just because you asked. He rated the book 1 star. It's not like he loved the book or something. But he was like, I'm going to put you through the same torture that I went through. Then I'm like, is this called friendship? The concept of inadequate hygiene is flexible. No, it's not. It's a pretty simple concept, but nowhere in no manner is it flexible. Please. This lady is problematic, dude. Unhygienically problematic. In so many ways. Who the hell writes like this? It's so disgusting. It's yuck. I don't even know how to put this in words. I told Elric that I don't know how to talk about this disgusting book. But just finished chapter 2 and it is gross, disgusting, senseless, unnecessary, horrifyingly, I don't even know what to say. Horrifying is a word that I want to use in this context, but I don't know with what to attach it to. 10 pages in the 3rd chapter. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I can read it without losing my temper. Interesting. How many chapters are there? How many more chapters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 chapters. Including the 3rd one. She's describing the hospital room in full detail, and when she tapers off, when her thought tapers off into another thought, she then was like, oh wait, I have forgotten to describe one other thing. There's a TV in this hospital room. Wow, it's a surprise. Why didn't I notice it before? So, what is the whole point? Why are you describing the hospital room, and why are you describing anything at all in this book for that matter? I am ewing so hard I can't even. She is not mincing words, okay? And she is, I mean, I'm all for open talk and all, but this is way too open. Yes, let your imagination run. I'm saying it again and again, and you will hear it a lot many more times in this video, but like that. She lied about pain in her appendix. As a child, it happens, like to get out of some things, kids say nonsense and all that. But there's this doctor who examined her. He began to press on my abdomen. He pressed on the left side and I shrieked in pain. He pressed on the right and I didn't make a sound. It is unmistakable, he says. Acute appendicitis. You've got to take your daughter to the hospital right away. What? And it turns out, obviously, she was lying. There was no appendicitis, and her mum found out. The surgeons told her mum outside the operation theater that they've never seen anything like this, and the mum, obviously, she realized that her daughter is a liar. She lied to get out of a French exam and got her appendix removed, because what if the next time she comes into the hospital she has real appendicitis? How do you know that? Means mothers know everything, it seems. The doctors told her. There's absolutely no reasoning behind whatever's going on in this book. She has issues. Chapter 3 is done. Now on to chapter 4. Ew. How much? Okay, this is like 8 pages. So I'll finish this, and she's been like this ever since she was a kid. Oh, good God. I can't even tell you what is going on. She thinks she's going to give birth to avocado trees. Because she's doing this thing a gross thing which I cannot tell. And then apparently you have to wait 25 years for a tree to bear fruit because it's now in a stomach or wherever, which is also about how long you have to wait to become a grandmother these days. And she thinks that her maternal line of ancestors are neurotic, deranged and depressed. I'm not going to even comment on the use of the words over there. While I've been lying here thinking happily about my avocado family. What is the whole point of the story? Why is it? An iota of sense in this totally senseless and disgusting book. We learned in health class that divorced parents often try to manipulate their kids into taking their respective sides. One parent will badmouth the other in front of their kids. What those badmouthing parents fail to realize though is that they're always insulting one half of the child. If you consider a child half the mother and half the father. Children whose mothers constantly insult their fathers will eventually take revenge against their mothers. It all comes back like a boomerang. What? Okay. The continuation of that is, so for years the mother has tried to get the child on her side only to have the opposite happen. She's just pushed the child closer to the father. But you know what? I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I feel like these 4 paragraphs, these were the most sensible, and I'm really surprised to be using that in this book's context, but they were the most sensible of anything I've read in this book so far. It's the book is that crazy, man. I just finished chapter 4 and I am even more disgusted now because this lady, she had her surgery done and she is now taking pictures. She got a male nurse at the hospital to take pictures of the infected area. How do I even react to things like this? It's absolutely insane. First of all, he's not allowed to do that. Second of all, it's gross, disgusting. It's horrible that they did that. And I don't know, why does she need to look at something that I don't know how to put it. I hate it. I hate it. Elric, you wanted to see my reaction. No, see. I hate it. Oh, good God. Okay, so that's enough for today, I think. I don't know if I will make this into a series. It looks like it's about to become a series because I've already been filming for 1 hour now. So that's it for today. I'll either see you in the next video or in a new section in the same video. I don't know how that's going to pan out. But until next time, bye-bye. So today is the 30th of November and I am back to reading this gross thing. So without any preamble, let's just start and let me just react to this book. Elric, you will pay. Wow. She's just had surgery, okay, and she has now asked a nurse to take pictures and she's looking at those pictures and she's analyzing. I mean, analyzing seems like a bad word because context. And she is thinking, do they want me to push a dump past open flesh? How many days and weeks can I hold it in? Crap will get hard. What? No. Ugh. What? A random stranger who your boss was completely racist to and you apologized to him, which is a great thing. I mean, I almost like you for that, but no. But and then suddenly this fellow is like, are you shaved? And you're asking when? Because I'd love to shave you. When he said he'd like to shave you, you're asking when and not being disgusted or revolted because some random stranger is asking you. That's common sense. I mean, I shouldn't be stunned at this book anymore because there's a lot of stuff that has happened, but still. She has written one whole paragraph about a door that closes hard. She has gone to that fellow's address and the door apparently closes hard and almost pushed her, and now she's on and on about how she can make it better, how she can loosen it up. What? Ew, gross! Ew, this woman is... Ew. I hate this book with a vengeance. Easily the worst book I've ever read, the most disgusting, the worst book I've ever read, and I know I'm repeating myself, but it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible, and this is a PSA, a public service announcement. Please never ever 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 read Wetlands by Charlotte Roche. I think it's this one has been translated, but I do not understand why anybody would write this. Why would you put this out into the world? It is so horrible. It's horrifyingly horrible. What else? But I promised and I have to read. They'd love to do this again. Every Saturday after work. I'll give it my all, she's saying. What knows? But you know, she does make a point here. She says, I think that if men wanted shaved women, they should take over the shaving. Don't saddle the women with all the work. In the absence of men, women wouldn't care at all how hairy they were. Which is true. Why would you... You're done with another chapter. Goodness gracious me. The doctor is telling her what to do and what not to do, and she is looking at his eyelashes. Why didn't I notice them before? Maybe because I was in pain. And then she's going on to say eyelashes like that I call eye mustaches. Dude, you're in pain. Listen to what the doctor is saying and follow his instructions, idiot. I can't stand it when men have beautiful lashes. Even on women, it bugs me a little. What's your problem with the human world, dude? Khud to you're gross and you're disgusting in so many ways, but you have a problem when people have beautiful eyelashes. I can't even, someone, so I don't know if to call her, I don't know what to call this woman. So this woman, Helen, has long eyelashes, had long eyelashes, and someone complimented her on her eyelashes when she was a kid, and that woman who complimented her said asked her mom if it didn't bother her that her 6-year-old daughter had fuller lashes than she herself did, even though she used mascara and a lash curler. Mom always told me there was an old gypsy saying, if you get too many compliments about one particular thing, that thing will eventually disappear. What sort of a mom are you? I shouldn't be surprised, given how this book has been going so far. And the worst part is coming. No, I can't call it the worst part. I'm really sorry. But look at the worst part of this bit. That was always her explanation too whenever I asked why I no longer had any lashes. I have a lingering mental image though. In the middle of the night, I wake up and mom is sitting on the side of my bed where she usually sits to read me stories. She's holding my head still, and I feel cold metal along the edge of my eyelids. Snip. On both eyes, and mom's voice says, it's only a dream, my child. What's... With my fingertips, I'd always touch the stubs of the lashes. If mom's gypsy story were true, the lashes would have fallen out completely. So basically, the mom is also an idiot. Not idiot. She's not an idiot. She is vindictive over her own daughter. But I can't really pin it on mom either. because I often blur the distinctions between reality, lies and dreams. So basically the whole family is like that. They gulp down toilet paper. What is this? Why Tide Pods gaya toilet paper bhi nahi choda hai. I need a new word for it. I can't call this a book, please. Abomination. Horridity. No, that's too complicated. Crap. Now why is she going on a full lecture about mascara? Of all the things. She is obsessed with her eyelashes. She's obsessed with her not so clean parts of her body. I mean, what even is her problem, man? She puts mascara on her eyelids and doesn't wash it off. Months worth of mascara sitting on her eyelids, and she doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to lose the months worth of effort and mascara that she has put in there. Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense. I can't just let them get ruined in the shower. Clean it every day, no? She never washes her face because she doesn't want her lashes to get wet and the mascara to go. What is her obsession? I mean, she is so... This is the least gross part of this book, but it is gross nevertheless because who does that? I mean, for reasons that this one is saying. For reasons out of our control, we can't do anything, but she does it deliberately. And that is the worst part of her. She thinks washing face is overrated. The things this lady is doing. Now she's showing the photos to the doctor, and obviously the doctor is disgusted and she's asking him over and over again. That's why I love to break into the public pool and go drunken skinny dipping after a night out clubbing, because she likes to see people like her. Ew! She! Yuck! It's not well done, it's gross, it's yuck, it's horrible. And you're not making a case for the millions of women across the world who are molested, who are treated like shit. What the hell kind of mother did she have, man? It's not a healthy attitude to have about your private parts. And she's saying she has that because her mother told her as a little girl that she never went to the bathroom and never farted. She held everything inside until it disintegrated. What a shitty mother. Self-praise. That's all I will say. I'm good at this, I'm good at that. I have a healthy attitude, which is not healthy at all. And this and that and that, and there's so many times she said this nonsense that I'm like, no, don't you see? Are you blind? Are you like... I don't even know how to do. Remember she had that cut out surgery done and she wanted to see that part which was removed from her, and now the nurse Peter has brought it to her and he says, speaking of garbage, it's my job to ensure this baggie and its contents are properly disposed of in the special medical waste bin. There's nothing wrong with what he said, right? It's even in normal usage you could use something like that. But no, this idiot woman, this uptight, stupid woman, she says, he takes his duties very seriously. He speaks in such a highbrow manner about them. He could have just said he had to make sure the stuff got thrown out instead of properly disposed of. It would make him seem more human and less like a robot repeating orders, just because you don't use those words because you are so properly disposed of is quite a normal usage in everyday life. Now go back to looking at your pictures. She's removing that whatever part she's seeing with her bare hands and putting it on the lid of the pizza box. She tore it off and she's putting it on that now. It's absolutely horrifying, disgusting, the worst. Yuck. She just saw that part and she, no, I'm not telling you. I'm sorry, but I don't want to say that. I don't want to. She's the most disgusting character I've ever read about. She's yuck. She's horrible. This book is complete bullshit crap. Horribly written, unnecessarily disgusting. Why do you have to write a book like this? I don't understand. It's like I'm gagging. Ugh. Enough. That chapter is done and I can't go any more today because it's the worst. But yeah, I am done for today. I think I got through just 30 pages or something and I am so grossed out. Like, I can feel the bile. Like, I can't handle it today anymore. But I'm going to put this off for another day because no, today is just no. So I'm just going to wrap this up here. Bye.